Sammy played the part, flicker in his eyes. Lured Kylie to the party under moonlit skies. Sanctuary whispers, shadows in the night. A planet folds under dim torchlight. Fight broke loose, silent as a rat. Guys closing in, ready for combat. Hatchback blink, seatbelt snaps tight. Tied in the dark, out of mind, out of sight. Secrets in the water, heavy as stone. Promises to keep, fate overthrown. The start of 17, dark tales unravel, no soul seen. Lake looms later, eerie reflection. Actions taken, no sense of direction. Hatch opens wide, slip into cold. Fear icing veins, stories untold. Sanctuary silent, echo in the wind. No trace left where shadows been. Kylie's cry, swallowed by the deep. Secrets buried, dark to keep. Secrets in the water, heavy as stone. Promises to keep, fate overthrown. The start of 17, dark tales unravel, no soul seen. Secrets in the water, heavy as stone. Promises to keep, fate overthrown. The start of 17, dark tales unravel, no soul seen.
Ooh, what's up, y'all? How's everybody doing? Alright, let me get this off the screen. Y'all, look, I finally started taking all of the stuff out of the incident log and putting it where it belongs in the timeline. We're going to go over this timeline. I'm probably going to do this on my main channel come Friday. Friday, I want to do a semi-decent length of a live. This shit got me... It just got me, y'all. Alright, so what I'm gonna do... Oops. Let me click this. Let me zoom in so y'all can read along with me. Okay? So we're just gonna start from the beginning, like we always do. Hi, Megan. How you doing, honey? Jade, it's good to see you. How's everybody doing today? I promised myself that if I finished all my baking tasks, which we made some banana bread, some regular bread, and I made a bunch of rolls, because Phoenix loves his rolls. And then tomorrow I have to do a bunch of hard candies, and then I'm gonna make, what the hell is it called? Brittles. Anyway, on with this, because I can't, okay? So on August 4th, Kate and Jagger are in Reno, Nevada with Kylie. On August 5th, per Lindsay and Kate, the Lana Del Rey hoodie was loaned to Kylie by her best friend. It's just odd how they don't want to tell anybody else's name. It's like they they think if they don't put names in there, that that person that they withheld their name, so they don't get asked questions. Because, you know, the less people talking, the easier it is to spin a narrative. On the morning of August 5th, per Lindsay Rodney Neiman, this is when she last sees Kylie before she leaves for hot August nights in Reno. Kylie seemed normal and told her mom that she was going to see some friends and maybe go to the gym. They also talked about Kylie's plans to go camping the following night, which would have been Saturday night. She was having a great day and week and was excited about going camping. On August 5th at 12:30 p.m., per Steve Fisher, Kylie is with the grandfather, David Robertson, until this time. Hours before her disappearance, Kate Kuno says that her and Kylie are hanging out and they're making creme brulee. At 6:08 p.m., I'm sorry, I just don't, this is the one part of the narrative I just can't get down with. Somebody is seen on camera at Truckee RV Hirschdale. I don't know why I typed it like that. But I'm still in the air with Totally Bored, but I'm almost sold. I'm like 90% Hirschdale. 10% of me still was just hung up on Totally Bored, simply because of them steps they covered up with that black banner. Okay, so just pay attention to these timestamps, because the way that this is all starting to go together, this is what I've been waiting for, so that I can get the right answers. On August 5th at 8 p.m., Elsa arrives at the party to help one of three boys who hosted the party set it up. Between 9 and 9:15, Sammy, Samantha Smith, arrives at the party with a John Doe 1. At 9:30 p.m., campers David and Jennifer Napove witness a train of cars going to the party. Okay? They say that it's approximately 20 local expected people that arrived at this party. 20, huh? At 10 p.m., Kylie and Magdalene Larson, arrive at the party. They park less than 100 yards from where the teens gathered at the sanctuary. It is also noted that a huge group of people showed up, and my friend was leading them in, and my friend said, I don't know any of these kids, but they were all down the road by the intersection because they had no clue where to go, so she led them to the right place. That was that anonymous. At this same time, so 10 p.m., all of this is going on, Elsa speaks to Mags, which is odd. Where's Kylie? If Mags and Kylie came together, okay? Elsa speaks to Mags. It's a very brief interaction as Mags was leaving. At 10:15 p.m., Mags leaves the party with her boyfriend, Ross Stephen G. At 10:30 p.m., Kylie responds to Jagger's texts where he complained about his day, and she listened and says, oh, I'm sorry you're going through that. And he tells her not to do anything stupid. Why is Kylie going to this party? You know? I would like to know, all that blacked out, the redacted text, the conversation prior to that. I'm interested in that. Jagger, if you ever want to release that information, you're always more than welcome to reach out. Okay, also at 10:30 p.m., a huge group of people showed up. Oh, wait. Why do I have this twice? Oh, because I think this goes after this. Oh, no, I'm going to take this one out. I don't know why I have it there twice. Anyway, let's delete that. Yeah, why do I have that there twice? I don't know. Do I have two different... Oh, yeah, I do have it there twice. Exactly twice. That's odd. Anyway. Also at 10:30 p.m., at this point, the ground is covered in glow sticks. So you're telling me all these people pulled up to this party, 9:30 p.m., Within an hour, they had a glow stick bash. I don't know. Just, okay. Maybe it was getting dark and they didn't have enough light, so they threw them all on the ground so people could see. Who knows? Maybe instead of having like soapy, sudsy water to throw, because them fight videos that they have, specifically like Elsa and them, they throw like soapy water on the ground for the girls to fight, and they slip and slide all around. They didn't have those, so they maybe use glow sticks in the dirt. I don't know. I really don't know. Kids do some crazy things. Between 10:30 and 11 p.m., Jane Doe 1 comes forward and says she was at the party for a half an hour and notes she went to Forest Charter with Kylie. Why'd she leave? Why are these people that... This is what's crazy to me. The people that can most recollect, that are closest and trusted to be closest to Kylie, you notice how all these people left this party super early? Just saying. Just saying. So, between this time frame of 9 and 11 p.m., Juan Almanza Zavalda and Jeanette Pintoya, the Yuba City couple, is leaving Reno. I had to make a note in there because I think this all just goes together. At 11 p.m., it's the first time that Elsa sees Kylie, which that's really odd. You're telling me that Kylie and Mags arrive at 10 o'clock. Elsa sees, this is what's crazy, is Kylie and Mags come together. Elsa speaks to Mags, but not Kylie. And it's like, hi, no, none of that, right? So that's both happening. Kylie and Mags get there. Elsa's talking to Mags, since they're just getting there. But you're telling me here that a whole hour passed before Elsa sees Kylie? What state was Kylie in, Elsa? I have a lot of questions. And I know that freaking Megan Cole keeps saying, leave these kids alone. No, they're grown-ass adults. They can answer questions. And I don't understand why they never did. Whatever. Same time that Elsa sees Kylie, Sammy and Kylie. So, Elsa, are you and Sammy together? Because if at 11 p.m. is the first time Elsa sees Kylie, because Mags left, and Sammy and Kylie go to Kylie's car, Elsa, were you one of those other 3 people that were in the vehicle? I have questions. I really, truly have questions. Okay? Because if this is the first time that Elsa's seeing Kylie, and the same exact time that Sammy and Kylie are going to Kylie's car to charge phones and drink more of the alcohol that was allegedly in Kylie's car, yet there's only 1 can. It's really weird that, like, Skidmark found a can, and CHP have 1 can. But it was noted that there was a box of them in her vehicle. Where is that at? Or is that a false report? I would just love for law enforcement to clarify some of this stuff. You can tell me it was an accident till you're blue in the face, but all this information says otherwise. Okay, and this is where Sammy mentions that a couple other friends were in the vehicle with them as well. So, Elsa, my question to you is, were you one of the other friends that were in the vehicle? And if you were, what was going on? Because I find it really odd that Sammy knows exactly what Kylie is doing on her phone. And then the way she comes up with this narrative based upon something Sammy would do, she's already trying to paint Kylie as, oh, she's going to lie to her mom and make up this story of why she needs to stay at this party longer. I think this was about the time that maybe a phone was snatched from Kylie. Which also, I don't understand how Kylie got this inebriated this quickly. Because that's what doesn't make sense. Sammy and Kylie go to Kylie's car to charge phones and drink more of the alcohol that was in Kylie's car at 11 p.m. When does she first mention the first time that they go to the car then? Because if they're going to Kylie's car to drink more of the alcohol that was in Kylie's car, that means she was in Kylie's car prior to this then as well. Because she's saying drink more, which implies that they had already gone to the car to drink said alcohol, which is really crazy. Because if Kylie got dosed with whatever, how come you ain't fucking retarded, Miss Sammy Smith? How come you ain't in that water too, Sammy Smith? And then her whole saying that they drank the same drinks from the same cup? Excuse me? I don't know of any teenagers in any of this footage that we've seen, whether it was Prosser Party or not, or one of their other parties. They're all drinking out of their cans and their bottles and their little sippy cups. So I don't know. It just seems like she's covering her ass that, I don't know, her fingerprints are going to be on something. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Okay. So also at 11 p.m., this is where I think Sammy starts really twisting the narrative. And I think it's the roles are reversed in this story or something. Sammy asks Kylie for a ride home from the party because her ride was leaving and she wanted to stay longer. This is where you get me really fucked up, Sammy, because you're admitting here that you were staying at the party longer and Kylie was going home, okay? And then it's also crazy, while this is going on in the car, the mom, okay, notes that they got home. They got home from, that's kind of strange. Don't you think that they're just getting home between 11 and 11:30 while all this is going on? It's just, it seems very convenient, is all. Okay? Between 11 and 11:30, a play fight happens between a high school junior, John Doe 2 and John Doe 3, which one is been told to be Elsa's brother, the little redhead in that screaming video. This is a video in the news where we see people crowded around and one of the John Does is screaming. Elsa's brother. Okay. At 11:30, Kylie texts her mom and says she plans on leaving the party in 45 minutes, which would be around 12:15 a.m. 12:15. Okay? At 11:30, this is the last time that Elsa goes into the parking area. So did she go back? Did she leave and then come back? Or is this her leaving Kylie's car? Merry Christmas, Liberty. Then you have, at 12 a.m., midnight, Jane Doe 3, which is the woman that Megan cornered in that grocery store, and recorded that recording without her permission. And she can say all day long that it was only audio when we have proof that she video recorded the conversation. Anyway, so Jane Doe 3 arrives with her, including herself. It's a group of 3, and they're directly across the lake. Okay? At the same time, okay, at the same time that this girl is pulling in across the lake, this is also the last time that Elsa sees Sammy Smith. So Sammy disappeared at 12 a.m. Now Elsa can recollect for the past hour where Kylie is and where Sammy is. And at 12 o'clock, she dipset out of that situation. Okay? And it just so happened, right after Elsa's like, nah, peace out, bro. 12:03 is when Kylie's location was turned off on her phone. So this implicates that Sammy and Kylie are still together. This is the last location that Mom was able to see, and Kylie was at the campground. Okay? At 12:15 a.m. This is where it gets crazy as shit for me. Is this right here? This between 11 and 1 a.m. I think is the most critical part of this case. At 12:15 a.m., per Lindsay Rodney Neiman, Kylie should be leaving, and it should be before Sammy. Okay? At 12:20, which is crazy, that something happened between midnight and 12:20, which would, one, cause Kylie's phone location to turn off, and two, everybody be like, oh, we're cutting the lights, we're leaving, we're out of here, right? 12:20 a.m., all of the lights are taken out of the trees, and the generator that was used for the party is packed up and taken home. Okay? Now, this is where it gets a little... Sammy, you got some explaining to do. At 12:25, which Kylie should have been gone. Kylie should have been gone. For the past 10 minutes, Kylie should have been gone. She had already been left. She had already been known for the past 45 minutes that she got to leave by a specific time so that she's home. Okay? This is when, at 12:25, this is perfect. This is like perfect, okay? At 12:25, okay, two things happen. This is the last time that Sammy sees Kylie, and she states, I was leaving and I gave her a hug, telling her I loved her and goodbye, and for her to get home or be safe. And at that same exact time, Sammy left early. Something just happened with that narrative right there. Kylie should have been the one that was leaving early, and Sammy should have been the one that was getting her ride and taking more time to leave the party than Kylie. Kylie already knew she had to leave. So, what prevented Kylie from leaving? And what made Sammy want to make sure she left at 12:25? Just a question. Okay? Because campers David and Jennifer at 12:30, 5 minutes after Sammy got to go, these campers witness a large group of cars leaving the party. Okay? And then it's crazy that at this time that everybody's leaving, like everybody's already leaving. So after the fact that they're like already pulling everything down. Everybody's already decided by 12:20, whatever happened at 12:03, we're leaving. We are leaving. Cutting the lights, taking the generators. We're going to fuck home. We're not getting involved in what's going on. And then it's crazy. After all of that panic happens, okay? Then all of a sudden, see, this is where you got the timeline fucked up, kids. This is where somebody is lying, okay? Is around 12:30 a.m., these sketchy guys, which, Mags, how can you make that statement if you left? Unless you were told to make this statement and you never really went to the party. One of two things is happening here. Either you weren't there at all, or you were there much longer than... Look, and you know what? Law enforcement, the FBI, the Fed, the Department of Justice can clear this all up if they simply, legally go get subpoenas on these phones at this point and make sure all of their data points match with the stories that they told. And if law enforcement sees that there's lies or holes in their cheese, bro, that's when you start issuing warrants. That's when you start getting the ball rolling and figuring out what went down. You know? It's just, is it possible that this entire night's narrative is just that? Is just a story? Let's keep going. Because it's crazy how all of this is starting to go together. All of it. Okay? Okay, so while all this commotion's going on, these sketchy guys show up. Okay? I think if this happened, it happened much earlier in the night. But whatever, Elsa. We're just going to read it. Okay? So also at 12:30, right after Sammy leaves and Jennifer sees this big group of people leaving, look, you're telling us here in the beginning of this that 20 people showed up to this gathering. Okay? You admitted early on that 20 people showed up at the sanctuary party. I completely understand that there were multiple other parties and that we want to shift focus and blame everywhere else other than what happened at this intersection, what happened at Prosser, what happened at Sanctuary. Like, the shifting focus, the gaslighting, the memory holding, I don't forget. You cannot forget something like Kylie Rodney. You just can't. Okay, and it's crazy. So, Sammy leaves 12:25. 12:30, there's witnesses saying that all these people dipset because these sketchy guys showed up, which is just never in my life heard. Were the sketchy guys police officers? Like, what? I got questions, okay? So at the same time all this is going on, Kylie falls into a hole in a panic, you know? Kylie falls into a hole next to where Elsa and her friend John Doe 4 are talking. Which is crazy. Why is it Sammy Smith that's out there with her 3 fingers pointing at shit, and it's not Elsa coming forward and making statements to the public, making statements to the media, and her pointing exactly where the hole is that Kylie fell in? Show us the hole that Kylie fell in, Elsa. Okay? They help her up and asked if she was okay, and she said yes. John Doe 4 asked if Kylie had a ride because he was taking Elsa home and he had space in his car. And it's like, at that point, if Kylie's in a panic, if Kylie's whatever, she's going to take that ride home. If she's so drunk, she's going to take that ride home. I don't believe Kylie to be that careless. That's my opinion. Based upon what we know about her graduating early, her high honors, her care and love for people and animals, yeah, no, I'm not buying this narrative. I'm not. Okay? Kylie said she had a ride and walked away alone towards where the cars were parked. This is the last time that Elsa sees Kylie. Elsa, you seem to have seen a whole lot. What else did you see, girl? Okay? And then it's crazy. At the same time all of this is going on, this is when Megan Cole told us that Evan went to his car to listen to music. Is he the one that was blasting? Remember, there was music being blasted. It's all documented, y'all. Okay? Evan goes to his car to listen to music. 12:30. At 12:33, the Snapchat data of Kylie Rodney's phone shows her car ping in the same as where it was turned off, the same location at the campground. Okay? Documented. That's from law enforcement. And then somehow, magically, at 12:36 p.m., after the location's been turned off, and her phone is no longer in service due to a hard reset of Kylie's phone, Sammy Smith, somehow, by the hands of God, receives a call from Kylie asking Sammy if she needs a ride home. And this is where I think the script is flipped right here. And this is just my opinion, that Kylie's phone receives a call from Sammy because she's not thinking right. You know, they're all drunk. I think she was asking Kylie Because remember, she made that statement. I think somebody offered Kylie a ride home, but then they didn't give her a ride home. And you know what she does after that? She smirks. Just saying. It's just when you take the statements and you align them with the narrative, it makes you look really bad, Sammy Smith. Just saying. Ugh. And then Sammy Smith is trying to report that she is in somebody else's car. Where's that person to come forward? Did they make a statement and can verify that Sammy Smith was, in fact, in their vehicle? Because at this time, she is pretty much on 89 with my ride on her way home. Remember? She was driving, being driven. That's another slip up she made. She was driving, but being driven by somebody else. I think that's a lie. Just saying. Okay? She's pretty much on 89 with her pretty much. That sounds like a lie. Pretty much. Okay? Sammy states, when she called me, she was not in a car. I could hear the party and people. Are you sure about that, Sammy? Many people talking in the background. See, she's trying to deflect away from her actions. And it's all them people that I left. I left before Kylie when Kylie was supposed to have left 10 minutes before me. It's not jiving, Sammy. And I think she panicked, and I think it made Megan panic too, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why Megan invested so much. So many panels, so much conversation, so much to it. And then she's going to gaslight us and try to trick us and freaking dox us and threaten us. I just can't with y'all no more. I'm fucking done, dude. So, Sammy, remember, tried to tell us that there was only one play fight that night, but then you have at 12:40 a.m. two more boys that were Truckee Juniors. They're having an altercation. Well, I thought they were just friendly fights. Because this doesn't sound friendly. One of them blocks the Y intersection, blasting music. I'm just curious if Evan didn't go take a nap. Maybe he just went to his car to go block an intersection and decided to blast music. I don't know, maybe to help Sammy. I have no idea. I really don't know. Really don't know. Is it possible that this is all a cover story for traffickers? Yeah, it's absolutely possible as well. Only one of two things happen. But the one thing they're not going to do is put this blame on Kylie Rodney anymore. 12:40. You got them two boys, Truckee Juniors. They're having an altercation. One blocks the Y intersection. The other one's blasting music. And this is about the time that those other campers that were at Prosser, not Lakeside, at Prosser Family Campground. I don't know if that was between lot 4 and 6 or not, but those people recollect 4 dudes without shirts with baseball bats. And then I think about the damage to Kylie's car, and I just can't. It got me fucked up. Was somebody trying to leave with Kylie's car, and they tried to stop whoever? And that's why they blocked the Y intersection, blasting music? Fucking a car up? I don't know. I really don't know. Someone can explain it, though. Because that accident report doesn't tell us shit other than people are lying. At 12:50 a.m., Elsa begins to walk to the car with John Doe 4 at the pavement. She took a left out and a right to the water and then a left. I'm gonna match that with the fire cam footage, Elsa. That's very detailed. Thank you. Thank you very much. And then at 1 a.m., which is the original time that Kylie was last seen, and somebody else tried to say that it was with 2 guys. which is crazy. I wonder how far her story went. And they were like, no, we're not going to include that. And then cut out the, you're leaving at 1 o'clock and there's no rest of the story. I don't know. But Jane Doe 3 leaving at 2 a.m. implies she would look, if she saw a car go in that water, which that's what Megan was trying to twist out of her, and she kept saying, I didn't see a car go in the water. I saw a car go slowly, which if she slowly saw a car going towards the water, that doesn't match the final CHP report, which is speeding was the factor in how she got in the water. Remember that? So, one or both are lying here. Okay? 2 a.m., Jane Doe 3 leaves the party with her 3 friends. That should be 2 friends. Because there's only 3 people in that group. See, look, I'm fixing shit as I'm going along. Yeah, that whole her telling people look for bumper keys. Mm-hmm. And then Megan Cole also, and this is what don't make sense, is because, and I have both. In one time, she says that Evan goes to his car at 12:30, but then she also says that Evan goes to his car at 2 a.m. to take a nap. So is it at 12:30 Evan goes to his car? Because one is to listen to music and one is to take a nap. So Evan goes to his car around the time, let me go back up to Megan Cole. Yeah. At 12:30, Evan goes to his car to listen to music. And then at 2 a.m., Evan goes back to his car to take a nap. So between all of that shit going on, I'm just wondering if Evan wasn't the one at the Y intersection blasting music. Because an hour and a half later, he then, after all the commotions said and done, was he one of the dudes with a bat with a shirt off? Evan can clarify that. Let him clarify that to a judge with a lawyer and shit. My lawyer's the Lord, y'all. But yeah, then Evan, it's just crazy how all this starts to go together. Evan goes to his car to take a little nap after that long night of all that crazy commotion, okay? And then you have this 6-hour gap where that 6 hours is, I would love to see between 11 p.m. and 8 a.m. law enforcement see what kids are talking to what kids and about what. And if they notice that, there's a lot of activity on their phones in a certain time frame, and then they all go dark at, I don't know, let's say 12 midnight, that should raise more questions if these kids are lying to you. You feel me? I am no detective, but I know what they should be doing as far as investigating. At 8 a.m., and this is where I started adding to this timeline. At 8 a.m., Lindsay Rodney Neiman wakes up and realizes that Kylie is not home and her car is not in the driveway. She calls and texts Kylie with no reply. Lindsay immediately texts Kylie's best friend to check to see if she had gone to stay there. Her friend confirmed that she hadn't and drove right away, listen, back to the campground to look for her. Well, that implies that you were just at the campground if you're going back to it, right? Because keep in mind, let me fix that. That's 8 a.m. I love these timelines. Okay, and it just so happened that at the same time that Lindsay wakes up and realizes her daughter ain't home, and the best friend, I'm going to assume, is either Mags or Maddie, because it's claiming that they went right back to the campground. That implies whoever this friend is that went to go look for her that morning was at the party, okay? At the same time both of these things are happening, Megan Cole said that Evan Fight wakes up and he leaves. Well, that's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, at 9 a.m., Kylie is supposed to meet friends at Starbucks to go camping. And they only named Mags, which is crazy. Like, they're limiting which people they're naming. And for whatever reason, they keep naming Mags, and Sammy keeps pointing the finger and saying weird-ass shit about her, almost like to trap her into going along with whatever. I don't know. That's just what it feels like. It's what it seems like to me. It's all in my opinion, my speculation based upon the information that y'all supplied to us. All right. So this is per the CHP incident report. So at 9 a.m., Kylie doesn't show up to Starbucks with her to meet her friends. So between 9 and 9:06, which this is what got me fucked up. And I cannot wait till all these other incident reports and call logs come. You're telling me that these kids didn't think Kylie went missing sooner than that? Because it's just, this timeline really, something's amiss, is all I'm going to say. It's almost like somebody didn't tell the mom or get a hold of the mom in the middle of the night to say something went down. Something happened. Because 6 hours is a long time. Is a long fucking time for stories to get straight, is all I'm saying. You're telling me in 6 minutes, so Kylie was supposed to meet them at 9 o'clock. You're telling me in that 6-minute time frame, because you have to understand that this CHP incident report at 9:06 states that mom calls Truckee CHP. The dispatcher is Roxana Vargas, okay? And she's inquiring any contact with Kylie's vehicle, which implies, and she says it in a phone call, that she called other people. So you're telling me in 6 minutes, Kylie's not home at 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock, she don't show up at Starbucks. You're telling me in 6 minutes, this mom called like Truckee PD, Nevada County, or Placer County. I need these. I need between 9 and 9:06. I need this to make sense. I'd like to know from Lindsay if she had any other conversations with any of her other friends between 8 and 9 a.m. That would clarify a lot. All right. So at 9:06 a.m., the mom calls Truckee CHP to inquire about the vehicle. Like, not even about her daughter. Like, so that implies that she's already talked to somebody else about her missing kid. Because now she's asking California Highway Patrol, hey, can you let me know about her vehicle then? Since we don't know where Kylie is, or I can't file a missing persons report, whatever. Okay? So at 9:08 a.m., Roxana from the Butte County CHP, she is a public safety dispatcher, she clicked cancel before the incident was saved. And then a minute later, she cancels the response. And the reason is she's dispatching, she's sending it to the front desk, to the radio desk. And it says response disposition F file, which means she simply saved it so that it appears in the catalog and then closed it. Like, that's when CHP should be dispatching out that there's this missing girl and we need to look out for this vehicle. So then Roxana at the same time dispatches to EMS and fire through CAL FIRE, Auburn, and Grass Valley. And she also notifies, because this is what I'm going to assume, unless these are the people that Lindsay got a hold of, Nevada County Sheriff's Office also is informed or knows at this point. So then not even an hour later, at 10:02 a.m., Steve Garcia Jr. from the Butte County CHP, public safety dispatcher, gets a call from Placer County Sheriff's Office. The call is for 4 minutes and 57 seconds. The first keystroke started at 10:02 a.m. and it ended at 10:07. And the incident is 9:35, and it's an attempt to locate a juvenile at Prosser Lake. Okay. At 10:22 a.m., Stephen Locatelli gets in from Butte County CHP, and he cancels the response after 20 minutes has passed. I don't know why they're canceling out in this shit. I think that's the first part of the problem. It's almost like they already got to make something, I don't know, go away. I don't know. Here's where it gets crazy, y'all. You ready for Nick Giovanni to slide right in between all this shit going on? This is what's crazy, okay? Is you got 2 of these cancellations that happen, and then between 11 a.m., this is 30 minutes after Stephen goes in and does his deal, at 11 a.m., and between that and noon, Nick Giovanni, the Nick Roadside Assistance Battery call, happens. He states that she had a rough night. She's asking her how to connect her seatbelt to her belt. Okay? He notes that there's a male and a female at this vehicle, and the reason why this car won't start is because it's in neutral. Well, Nick, we all know that a car can start in neutral. Are you the one that helped push this, I don't know, trafficking theory? It either did or didn't happen. If it did happen, I hate to say it, I don't think Nick's really on Kylie's side. I hate to say it. If it didn't happen, well then who called you to come help you commit crimes? One of 2 things happening here. One of 2 things is happening. He can clear his name. The thing that makes me really curious about this Nick guy is you're telling me all this weird shit went down. The same thing with this party. All this weird shit went down and nobody called nobody. Nobody said nothing to nobody. Okay, whatever. But then you got this grown-ass man with a private investigator through a security company experience. He has this type of experience. And you're telling me that this call that you were on was so weird, the interaction, looking like they had a rough night, the whole thing between the car, and you didn't think to call the police immediately? Especially after this girl is asking you how to connect a seat belt to a belt loop or through it. Is she trying to have you help her conceal something? Is that why they went in and wiped the steering wheel? I would love to know who all's fingerprints could have possibly been on that vehicle. Did they take that perfume bottle that he says he saw, and I don't know, fingerprint test it to see if his fingerprints aren't on it, or that Sammy's aren't on it, or that anybody else's fingerprints aren't on it, to make sure that only Kylie's are on it? You guys tore this car the fuck apart, tore all the fabric off the seats, and you're telling me what, no fingerprinting was done? Or it was done, like there is no documentation of you guys actually doing anything forensically. It's almost like you were told that this is going to be an accident. We're going to find a surefire way to blame it on the victim. Makes me want to fucking puke. Okay, this is where it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier for me, okay? So you have mom calling after not meeting up with friends 6 minutes later, okay? 6 minutes after not meeting up with friends, mom after making other calls, gets a hold of CHP about her vehicle, of all things. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff missing from this story. And then it makes me think about that mom hugging her. Just something ain't right. 10:03 is the notification to attempt to locate the juvenile at Prosser Lake. 10:03 is the time that CHP decided to cut the feed for the fire cams. Luckily, I have it all. And it's crazy because around this time is when they show up at Prosser. Which is crazy. At the time, this is what's crazy to me. At the time that they're showing up at Prosser, and 20 minutes later, Stephen goes in and cancels this response out. Then another 20 to 30 minutes later, Nick Giovanni assists this battery call. Battery? Like assault and battery call? Like what type of battery call are we at here? Because I've never in my life heard a vehicle like Kylie's. Everybody says and has shown, I've seen documentation of these vehicles starting in neutral. Something ain't right. And then remember how Megan got stuck on neutral for a long fucking time? And CHP's trying to tell us her car was in neutral? And that she was speeding? Which, let's just talk about that for 1 second, okay? If the girl across the lake is lying, and she was speeding down, I don't care what gear, look, let's just not, we'll just say her car was in drive, okay? She's speeding down this hill, okay? And somehow does a Hot Wheels jump, just bear with me, y'all. She does a Hot Wheels jump off that peninsula, okay? And somehow her car does nosedive, okay? It nosedives and it somehow causes that crease in the hood. And then it does this like nosedive flop, right? Let's just say that's what happened. Let's try to explain away everything, okay? She jumps that peninsula, nosedives, causes the crease in the car, it flops over, crushes the windshield, and fucks up that little lip of the roof, okay? Here's where I have a problem, okay? Here's where I have the biggest fucking problem with that story. Why did the airbags not deploy? Anybody? Somebody, anyway. Okay? Because at this point, if this is how we're explaining away all this damage and you're telling us that she was speeding, why did the airbags not deploy? That's all. So after Nick, roadside assistance dude, has this service call with Kylie's vehicle, I don't think that was Kylie. I think Kylie's in the hatch already. This same officer that canceled this last thingy, I'm going to assume, I'm going to have to check the badge number. Somebody goes in that same day at 1:05 p.m. after Nick Giovanni, goes in, looks at it, and exits. Then goes back in 4 hours later, looks at it, and exits. Then goes back in, what is that? 6 minutes later, and exits, okay? And then once you know, that's the same first day at 4:57 p.m. that Placer County, which remember they're telling us, don't pay attention to social media, blah, 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 blah. They make their first tweet about Kiely Rodni missing. That same day, between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m., the GoFundMe gets an anonymous donation of $25,000. And once you know, in that same little window of opportunity, this is the first interview of Sammy Smith with CBS Sacramento. Remember, she's telling them in that interview that she just has a feeling that somebody else is involved. That's weird. And then goes on to say that maybe she has a feeling. Isn't that what she said? I have a feeling that somebody offered Kylie a ride home and then didn't give her a ride home. Isn't that what you said, Sammy? And then you did a little smiley thing you did right before they cut it away to make so that you don't look bad. But I'm glad they left that little bit in there where you're smiling about it. I've never in my life seen anybody, when your best friend is missing, smile as much as that bitch did. Just saying. This is also when all of these things were coming up on social medias and flyers. Even flyers had on there, the flyers that they put out that day said that Kylie was last seen leaving at 1:30 a.m. And I think the reason why they pulled that out of there and retracted that out of there is because they don't want any more windows of asking questions of what happened between the hours of 11 p.m. and the wee hours of that morning. That's in my opinion. Because the less information you put out there, the least likely you are to ask questions, right? Yeah, Lala, tell them, smash that fucking like button right now. What's up, girl? I love you. I miss you so much. It's just crazy how all this is all starting to go together. And then it's crazy, okay, that Sammy is having this little interview with CBS Sacramento, and at the same time that Placer County, Nubia, makes a group statement that there's going to be a group statement from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Truckee Rec Center. And then also, at the same time, while that's going on, you got Deputy fucking Where's Waldo doing a Find Kylie so they can have a protection meeting and that it's vital to attend. Well, it sounds to me more like people are trying to cover their asses than they really are looking for Kylie. I don't know. Okay, and while all the, like, they're doing this all at the same time, like, bombarding. I remember when all this shit was going on, okay? But it was really Sammy Smith's interview that, I mean, it just really grabbed my attention. I was like, oh, this little girl's lying. She's lying a little bit. Placer County Sheriff's Office also made the announcement that there is a tip line set up, okay? And then per Anna Larson, which is Mag's mom, she shares Sammy's post and puts out that the search has been stopped. And she also makes a mention that they're going to print flyers tomorrow and that 20 units and agencies. Why has I got helicopter? Yeah, I must have been stoned when I was writing this. Helicopter. There's a helicopter out, and friends and family are searching for her. This is per Anna Larson. Okay? This is the video where Sammy Smith also, in this little time frame, is pointing at that map that also has that dot that says she was last seen at 1 a.m. And I just feel like these kids had to get their story right. And that's why the 1:30 a.m., and this is where it happens, where the 1:30 a.m. starts to retract to 1 a.m. And then she was like, oh shit, no, they'll ask me more questions. So we got to retract it back to 12:30 so that I done been left and Kylie's still somehow still here. When Kylie should have already left 15 minutes ago still. See, you didn't dial that time back enough, and then you got this party to all these kids are leaving early because she was underwhelmed. Ugh. That's the thing, Lala. Like, no matter what, Sammy Smith is a liar. Sammy lied and Kylie died. I will always repeat what Marky Mark said. And then, like, Mark and Judy, I think about them both so often. Their presence in the Discord and things that they've pointed out and said. I always keep that stuff in the back of my mind. So you're telling me within 24 hours, the GoFundMe gets a $25,000 anonymous donation. Lindsay, anytime, honey, you want to go ahead and say who that anonymous donation was from, let me know. And that's another thing is like law enforcement can get a subpoena on the GoFundMe to find out who made that donation. Is the person that made that donation often caught up in cover-ups? Like, are they tied to trafficking? Are they tied to drugs? Are they tied as an ex? Like, who donated the 25 grand? Because within 24 hours, it got up to $63,272 in donations. Which is crazy. Like, why do you need a GoFundMe when your daughter's missing? Because normally, you do a GoFundMe when you need, like, I don't know, help with, like, cancer, doctor bills, a funeral. I've never... What do you need a GoFundMe for this early on? Just another question, okay? So, all this weird shit's going on, and this protection meeting happens, this group statement from law enforcement. After all this protection meeting, tuck and roll, kids, tuck and roll. Parents, don't come. You got this protection meeting. You got $63,000 in donations already. And then by the end of that night, after all these meetings went on, is when the abduction theory had been hatched. I'm just curious, Nick, have you ever gone by the alias Branson Bartleby by any chance? Just curious. And that's another thing. All these kids that attended this party, this gathering, y'all aware of who Branson Bartleby is? You want to give some tips on that? That'd be great. For anybody out there that's listening, I'm going to be putting in hella FOIA requests this week, as I do every week. If there is something specific because you want to remain anonymous or you don't want to give out your address or your P.O. box or your phone number or any details to you because you want to stay a private person, simply email me at any of my email addresses. Tell me what you want the FOIA request of. Please include a date and a time and some type of reference to what you want. Email that to me and I will put the FOIA request in for you. Please let me know what agency. I have enough work on my plate. So if you can help me with that aspect, help me help you, let's do it. Just get a hold of me on email and I'll hook me up. I'll hook you up. All right. This shit just happened so quick, you know? Now that it's all starting to get put together. Y'all, we're only on the next day. The very next day. I mean, I would quickly get flyers made. That's the first thing that I would do, is get flyers made and have law enforcement subpoena. All they would simply have to do is remember all these kids that, out of the 300 kids, teens, and young adults that attended this party, 100 of them came forward and said, yeah, I was at Prosser that night. Of those 100 people, all you have to simply do is ping their phones. That's all you have to do. Get the data to see where they were located at the time that Kylie Rodney's phone location was turned off. Who was near her. Like, this is really not rocket science. Y'all should know this, being law enforcement, that this is your job. This is what you're supposed to be doing. You should have done this 2 years ago. And you know damn well, and based upon the data that's starting to come out, y'all make me fucking sick, that's what. All right. So, at 11:07 p.m., the abduction theory was hatched. At 11:07 p.m., she says she passed out flyers, which means those flyers were already been made, which is crazy. That means, okay, so if flyers were passed out, that means early that morning flyers had to have been made. This is what's crazy to me. Is you're telling me that the day all of this is going on, and all these people are looking for Kylie, nobody went past Boca and saw her car. I mean, there's a lot of locals that claim they saw her car on the side of the road. Like, I want to believe that Nick is a good guy here. I really do. I mean, you got a lot of people. But also, it's super easy, and, like, this is what's so fucked up about it, is, like, that we have to speculate like we do. But also, can these people that came forward to claim they saw Kylie's car, could they possibly, I don't know, been put up to making those statements? I don't know. I just feel like Kylie was snatched by somebody that, I don't know, knew her. Or was targeting her, or watching her, you know? That may have gotten to know her in the past year, the coming months recently. I don't know. I really don't know, man. Just, it feels like, I don't know. It feels like two groups of people that know each other through people got together and hatched this idea that it was just, it would be so much easier to cover it up than it would to, I don't know, make realty plummet because you might have a murder here. And then I also, like, think about, yeah, the storage thingy. I think about Salisha Singh. It all fits in here. If, like, it all fits, if you go with, like, a theory, we'll say, somebody showed interest in Kylie. I don't know, set somebody up with college to lure her to a party, keep her around, you know, toss her keys around a little bit, till these weird guys showed up and snatched her. So much so that you're taking names to jail. I don't know. That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. Anyway, we keep on going. So they 11:07, she also states, because this, you have to understand that 11:07 p.m. is when Lindsay made that Facebook post, which is really odd, okay? It's really odd that she would, for somebody that doesn't have internet and they're off grid, where are you at that your internet's really connected that much? Like, where are you? I have a lot of questions, man. Because at 11:07 is when the abduction theory was hatched. At 11:07 p.m., she states that they passed out flyers, that they spent the day at the rec center. And also at 11:07 p.m., she made a Facebook post that Kathleen Robertson, which is who she wound up moving to after all this craziness went down, and that Sally Neiman was on the way, which, if you recall, the audio recording, which I need to get to this AWP video, this area of it, and show you compared to a case that's similar. similar in how long this vehicle was in the water. AWP, the members of AWP called two people. They called Sally and Lori. And I think both their last names might be Neiman. And it's just it just feels like something went down to where this family was told, nah, you're going to retract these statements. No, you're going to hate AWP and tell them, no, you're going to remove this or we're going to sue you. Because it's just, I don't know, it's really odd. It's really odd. Okay? Here we go. Waldo's back in it. It's just crazy to me that Sammy Smith, out of all these people, you see how much effort she's already putting in? And nobody else is? Nobody else is working as hard as Sammy right now, you know? Fuck you. All right. So on August 8th at 11:01 a.m., Sammy Smith has an interview with Monica Deonda. And Sammy goes on to talking about, tells the news media how they're filtering tips for the FBI and that the young adults are doing it. Okay? This is the same morning. I don't know why I have this on here. I think this is the same morning that we see like either posts or picture somethings or them physically at whatever. So you have Linda Lucetti, Cassie Habel, Kate is also at the thingy. She's like side-eyeing Sammy talking. You have Alika that's there, or Elika, whatever her name is, there as well. Mags is there. Evan is there. Is this the one where Nate's there? And Anna is there. And then 54 minutes later, Fox 54 or Fox 40 has Lindsay Rodney Neiman on. Letting people know that there's a $50,000 reward if anybody can come forward about her whereabouts, which this is crazy to me, okay? So if you think about why they're coming up with money, it's one of two things. It's to either pay an abductor off to bring her home, or give somebody money if they can tell her where her daughter is. Either which way, it really sounds like she got snatched. This is when it was released about her phone being out of service, and we have all the data that goes. Because if I'm not mistaken, Lindsay tried to get a hold of her, and they checked and her phone's out of service, okay? So, that same morning that all these PR people, all these people are making statements, all of that, the reward's been upped. That's when Jessica Lawson is traveling between Boca and Prosser at 11:26 a.m., which this needs to go before this. It's okay, though. And there's a black article of clothing that she found. It looks like a bodysuit tank top. It's on Prosser Dam Road between Prosser and Boca. See, I was right. Yeah, Mags did look devastated. I feel like it's a mix of her friend being snatched and kind of probably a little bit of self-guilt because she's the one that got her to go to this party. And it could also be mixed with a lot of people breathing down her neck to be very careful what she says, how she says it, and this is the way it's going to be said. Because I see the same thing happening to Lindsay in real time as well. Not sure what's going on there. It's absolute devastation, though. At the same time that this girl found this article of clothing, CBS Sacramento reports that the authorities are treating this disappearance as suspicious. Sammy does another interview. She's claiming here that there's a $10,000 reward, which makes me see that she's not with it. This is the day that she shares the photo of Kylie in the graduation dress. And mom gives her tearful plea. The same broadcast states that friends and family are organizing a search party today. There's another brief interview with mom. Then, Rowena Shaddix from Fox 40 interviews Sammy, and she tells us this creepy guy story. Mags also makes an appearance to say that she was there for 10 minutes. There was bong rips. It's unlike any drugs she's ever seen at the parties that she normally does. She had to go. And then not even... Y'all, this is fucking Waldo-ass shit. And then at 12:47 p.m., Monica DeAnda from Fox 40 releases the interview from earlier that day where they're at the community rec center. You remember when Sammy does this that twirl-in thingy? I know y'all can picture it. Ooh, shit, my soda. My hands are broken. And then there's a news article where Sammy Smith that same evening says she sent a text to Kylie. Come on, girl. Please, just answer. Okay. And then, what time is that? It's 12:47, because that's a news statement. 2 hours later, CHP at 3:32 p.m. got a call from Placer County Sheriff's Office from a blocked number to CHP. And they logged it in their CHP report per Miranda Rauch. And it is a bolo posted for Nevada County. It lists 4 different vehicles listed with 4 redacted California plates. And the bolo includes from Placer County, which is dispatched to Nevada County. Okay. Endangered Missing Advisory, EMA activation. This message was created by CHP on behalf of the Placer County Sheriff's Office and is in effect for Alpine, Amador, El Dorado, Nevada, Placer, Plumas, Sacramento, and Sierra counties. Please broadcast for the next 48 hours or until canceled. On August 6, 2022, at approximately 12:30, Kylie Rodney was last seen at a party at Prosser Lake, near Truckee. Placer County, Kylie Rodney is a 16-year-old white female who stands approximately 5 feet 7 inches tall, 115 pounds, with blonde hair and hazel eyes. Kylie Rodney was last seen wearing green dicky pants and a black tank top. Tank top, huh? Kylie Rodney has numerous piercings, including a nose ring. Kylie Rodney was last seen driving a 2013 Honda CRV, or a silver Honda CRV, with California license plate number redacted. If seen, contact the Placer County Sheriff's Department at 530-886-5375 with the query on an NCIC vehicle, California plates, 2022. The plate number is redacted, PC4T. And then all the rest of this all has to go to the following dates. This all has to go there. But I just want to show you guys something that I've been making note of because this is all very important. If you didn't catch my last live that I did earlier today, I'm just going to go over this really quick. You will see that Roxana Vargas is the very first person that got the very first call from Lindsay Neiman. This stuff is all properly redacted. I understand. But the call log looks, there's no issue with this call. Not only does CHP give us the audio recording, it also matches this text right here. All of it lines up. Everything's great so far. Okay? Until the end of the call. Like, the mom is calling to find out if they got a hit on the license plate or the vehicle that they're supposed to be, like, looking for. You're telling me in 10 minutes. Like, that's what I'm trying to understand. Is 8 a.m. Mom wakes up, doesn't see Kylie, doesn't see her car. The friends in them by 9 a.m., I guess, get a hold of her. Hey, look, Kylie didn't show up. Which is odd that they would panic at 9 a.m. They had to have. You know what I mean? Like, maybe Kylie's the type of person that shows up early to shit. They expected her, I don't know, 8:45 to be there, sitting outside in the parking lot. I don't know if Starbucks is open or not, or yet, or whatever. It's crazy to me that at 9:06 a.m., this would either have to be the second or the third phone call to law enforcement. Because it's really odd that she's calling to inquire about the vehicle and not lodge her daughter missing. You see what I'm saying? That would imply, is all I'm saying. It would imply that she already left another law enforcement agency, whether it's Truckee PD, Placer County, Nevada County, Grass Valley. I'm not sure. I still have yet to get those FOIAs so that it all goes together. It's just crazy to me that I understand, like, an hour has already passed for her. Only a few minutes have passed for the friends. Maybe between 8 and 9, she texted the close friend and was like, hey, if Kylie shows up at 9 o'clock, have her text me immediately. And the friend responded between 9 and this phone call. Kylie's not here. She ain't show up here either. So a panic ensues. The mom clearly has made a phone call prior to this. 9:06, phone call goes through. It's just odd to me like, this is the first fuck up of the entire case, is right here. 9:08 a.m. user action. User clicked cancel before the incident was saved. And it shows you right here, 9:09. So she really had time between this call to decide what she was going to do with it. And she ain't give a fuck. I hate to say it, but it's what it is. What's crazy to me, okay, it just seems like a whole lot of careless people here, is you're telling me that this incident priority came in as a 7? She probably got her upper people and was like, I fucked up. I know you guys have this logged, but we got this issue, okay? And the reason why I'm going to say this, that she went to her superior to let them know she accidentally canceled it or whatever, is because in the following stuff that happens, okay, which goes between Cal Fire, Auburn, Grass Valley, and Nevada County Sheriff's Office, okay? That's EMS, fire, and law enforcement. I'm really glad I'm learning to read these really well. So at 10 a.m., and it's all included on here, Steve Garcia Jr. starts the missing person report. So I'm going to assume that first girl made a boo-boo, and Steve, they were like, nope, you're done. Steve will take it over. So Steve takes it over. what is it, an hour later, he opens it up for a missing juvenile. Maybe she's focused on the missing vehicle, and Steve Garcia is focused on the missing juvenile at Prosser Lake, right here. Okay, immediately. Okay, right there. Steve Garcia, missing juvenile, Prosser Lake. He did his job. Notifying company or agency, Placer County Sheriff's Office. They're an allied agency. Okay. The phone was picked up at 10:02 at CHP. I'm going to assume from Placer County because mom had already called. And being that she called CHP about the vehicle, these two got together as allied agencies and did the right thing. 10:02 a.m., phone call comes in, sets in queue for 3 minutes and 54 seconds, where they pick up at 10:06 a.m. It is Steve Garcia and Placer County Sheriff's Office. I need to get this phone call. I'm going to do that. Where the dispatch is made out, and I'll read the dispatch in a minute. However, at 10:22, I don't know why Steven, I'm going to assume that maybe he's like above Steve and Chick. He went in at 10:22 and he closed this out. So I don't know if he was on the call too, because it took him 20 minutes to do whatever, to fix whatever, to clear whatever, to do whatever. Oh, cancel. All right, so we'll go down here. So 10:04 a.m., okay, Placer County Sheriff's Office is requesting to broadcast on a missing 16-year-old female juvenile. She is associated with said vehicle. The NCIC inquiry is the same redacted license plate, which is odd because that license plate was put out there. Why redact that? You know, I don't understand that. Why redact that in a public request when this was public information, like her date of birth? Why are you blacking out her date of birth? I don't understand that. Okay, Kylie Rodney was in the area of Prosser Lake last night and never came home. And here's the broadcast, and I'm going to assume that this is the unit 80023A copy, and then 8011A also copied. This was at 10:07. So two officers received this call at 10:07 a.m. And then this isn't backlogging. This is just breaking down all these other stuff. That's what I'm going to assume, Drift, is just... It just seems like they knew more in the hours of whatever. I don't know. It's very odd. So then this explains at 10:22 when dude jumps in. Okay. All right. So this is what doesn't make sense, okay? So you got from 10:04 to 10:07 where this dude does his job by going in and making this missing juvenile thingy per Placer County. What's odd is that 10:22 a.m. where this dude was on it for 20 minutes, right here, Stephen Locatelli. I would like to know why he went into here and his user action, he clicked cancel, and then 0.03 of a second later, he canceled the response to the missing juvenile. I don't know if he radioed over. That's what I'm going to assume, is he radioed over to the desk to dispatch this out. I'm not 100% sure on that. That's why I'm not making any allegations. But it's really odd, which I would like... I don't understand why these three... Here, let me go to... Let me see if I can highlight it. Highlighter. I know I got a highlighter. Organize, comment. Edit. There should be a highlighter, bro. No. Comment. This is really odd. View, form. Share accessibility. What? Why is it? Edit. Highlight should be here. Watermark, header, footer. It's not the home, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. So this is what I'm gonna get a FOIA request on. Come on, you can do it. Oh, that's right. Look, see, and this is how I know another... There's a flaw in this page, y'all. And it's not listed as why this would be like this. This is what I said earlier. Okay. So you see all these other pages, which I'm going to show you. See how I can highlight them because they're text, but they're taken directly out of the CAD logs from this data center that held them. They were merged over in text format. Almost all of these pages, except for this one. I don't understand why. See, I can't highlight it. I can't do it. Anyway, so what I'm focused on is these 3 user actions here. I don't understand. Even though this user only went in and clicked exit save to read the incident 935, which is missing juvenile, why a few of these things happened, why this response was canceled, then 3 hours later, you have a user came in, read it, exited, didn't do nothing. Then you have another user that comes in. That was at 1:05 p.m. This is August 6th. At 5:09 p.m. and looks at it. I'm going to have to compare this to the timeline. And then 4 minutes later, wait a minute. Yo. That's odd. Anyway, but then it's weird because this user that comes in 20 days later, y'all, August 26th at 8:54 a.m., goes in and looks at it and then just hits exit. Why are you going back in there on the 26th? Make sure what? That this might not be what it seems? Because this should be text. If this is what it is supposed to be, I should be able to highlight this text. I shouldn't go to extract images from this PDF and this show up as a whole page of an image. The only thing that should show up as images are things that were redacted. You feel me? Just something ain't right. Anyway, let's keep going. So at 10:03, they put out that we need to attempt to locate this missing juvenile at Prosser Lake. Okay? And it tells you all of the people that are putting this out. This is badge number A17708. Okay? Puts all that out, which I think it is that Garcia that puts this out. It's either Garcia or that other dude. Nope, it's Placer County. I lied. So you have Placer County Sheriff's Office as an allied agency. Huh. Well, that's crazy. So they called Placer County then. Is that what I'm getting here? No, it's backwards. Because mom calls at 9:06 and talks to CHP. And then Placer County notifies them to be on the lookout, which is this time frame here. They're calling Truckee CHP, yes. And Placer County is informing them. Yeah, because here's the caller name right here, Placer County Sheriff's Office. It's odd that Placer County Sheriff's Office would call from a blocked number to an allied agency like CHP. Who from Placer County called? Is Frickburg from Placer County or Nevada County? Who from Placer County? I need to find this out too. I need to add this. Hold on. Edit. I think I might have this. 10:06 is when it's saying they called. Which, by the way, on my FOIA requests, I have so much information added on here. Yeah, no, this one's at 8:54. 10:06 right here. So I'm going to request both of these. Because this is on the same incident report. There's the 10:06 call. 4 minutes, 7 seconds. Huh. All right. Let me undo that. Here's where I have questions as well. So, wait, no. Where's the list? Hold up. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys something. Where is the list of people? So right underneath this incident report, it's missing. And I think that's why this page is a JPEG. It doesn't list who responded. 8/6, 10:04, 10:03, 10:04. Hold on. This says 8/8, but let me see if there's any 8/6 on this. Something ain't. No. It's not there. No. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys something. Here's another fucky ass thing. I was showing you just there where it's an image. It's not like, how do I explain it? So they went back to their call center or the data collection place and got these incident reports. So it should all be in text form, other than if they put image redactions over it, which they didn't. Like, they went in and actually used, so if you go on the protect option, in this protect thingy, you can add redactions in here. So say, for instance, I'm just gonna, oh, what? Okay, so you can say, for instance, yeah, all right. So say, for instance, you want to redact that, okay? So you would mark that, and when you on saving, it will black that little area out. So only one of two things can happen as far as the image. Well, technically three. Is one, they took that text CAD log and they put it in something like, I don't know, Photoshop, and cropped a part of it out, which would be, in my opinion, the list of officers that were dispatched to go look for Kylie at 10 o'clock that morning. And the reason why I'm going to show you that has to be what happened. Let me back this back out. Let me go with my handy dandy tool. Okay. So at the very end of this log, which this is from August 8th, which we're going to go way the fuck back up here. August 8th at 15:32 hours, so that's 3:32 p.m. Oop. Miranda Rauch, okay, received a call, to be on the lookout for Kylie Rodney on 8/8. Okay, it's a missing juvenile. What's crazy to me is this dispatch that comes in is from a passing motorist, which states, I mean, this is their name, it's redacted, I understand that, but they list 4 different fucking vehicles. 4 vehicles. See, vehicle 1, vehicle 2, vehicle 3, vehicle 4, with 4 different license plates, and this is the only one that they stated it's a passenger car 2022. Just saying. I'm getting this call too. I don't even care. This is Stephen Locatelli signing off on everything. Here's what's crazy, y'all, okay? So this is 8-8 for people to respond. And then we'll get back to the 8-6 where it's missing what I'm about to show you. So on 8-8, Miranda Rauch took a call, okay? And she responded to the call at 3:34 p.m. And this phone call lasted 50 minutes long, okay? It took them 2 hours, 2 hours, that this missing person call, 2 hours, 25 minutes, 2 hours, 25 minutes, and 11 seconds, okay? That this call was in queue before anybody decided to respond to this 2-day-old missing person girl. This little girl is missing. 2 hours it took them to respond to it, okay? Then, okay, the response to the car, the first unit assigned, was on August 8th at 5:59, so almost 6 p.m., okay? The call was received for the first person to be assigned. So a total duration of 2 hours and 27 minutes have surpassed before somebody was like, oh, I'll handle it, okay? Here's where it gets real fucky, okay? Is this unit was assigned on August 8th, right? At almost 6 p.m. But the first unit doesn't go en route until August 11th at 6:41 a.m. And I thought maybe I was just reading this wrong. Oh, no. It tells you right here. It took them 2 days, 12 hours, and 41 minutes for them to even respond. Okay? And then, here's what's crazy, dude. Okay? They're en route on the 11th at 6 o'clock in the morning, but didn't arrive there until the 12th, till noon 38, which took an additional day and a half. Not even. 1 day, 5 hours, and 57 minutes for him to get there. Where are you driving from? Where are you driving from that it took you a whole fucking day? Like, you got assigned this, okay? So this is what's crazy to me, okay? Call received, first to assign. 2 hours had passed before this person was supposed to go respond to this call. 2 hours, okay? I'll let that slide. But you're telling me, is it the weekend? Let's see if it's the weekend. Hold up. Let's see. Let's go clear back to 2022. August 2022. August 8th was a Monday. August 11th was a Thursday. So there's no excuse. Not one. Okay? Not one excuse. But this is what gets me fucked up, okay? Is Miranda Rauch told this dispatcher that this is going to be your job, okay? Within 2 hours of dealing with all this. She assigned somebody. Did they have, did they have the whole, that's what I wanted to check, the 8th to the 11th. So, the 11th was what, a Tuesday, did I say? Or a Monday? So, look, he had the whole weekend off, is what it is. They waited till the whole weekend. The whole weekend. They let the whole weekend run out till they responded to this, is what it is. I see it now. But what's crazy is that Monday at 6:41 a.m., he knew he was assigned, or she was assigned to this call. Might have taken him 2 days to get back on shift, which is a Monday. But then Monday he got, no, that's Tuesday. Whatever. Yeah, it'll be Monday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Thursday. No. Anyway, on the 11th, he was assigned it. On the 12th, it took him a day and a half to get there to do his job. What were you doing that whole day that you felt something else was more important than a missing 16-year-old child? And look, Stephen Locatelli, yet again, is the one that overlooked this last. On the 16th, yet again. The 16th, he went in and checked. You didn't, Stephen Locatelli, you didn't report this officer and why it took him. I understand the 2 days, okay? Well, just the weekend, okay? But you're telling me he was given this job and it took him a day to fulfill his duty to look for a missing child? Okay. And then here's where I'm going to show you, okay? So it shows you who responded to what. 1759. These are all different dates. So just to break it down for you, like, just to give you an idea, okay? These are all the people that responded to this call and the calls coming in the following stuff, okay? You see how it lists who responded to it, what unit their unit and probably their vehicle number. What's rat and what's scat? I mean, I know what scat is, but an SCAT? What? Okay, but here's what's crazy to me. Is you have the listing of all the responding officers on August 8th. Below this right here, this image file, where is the list of the responding officers? Where is it? I think you're withholding information that is actually supposed to be released to the public. I wish we could get somebody like, I don't know, Nancy Grace, a news outlet, James O'Keefe, somebody that would be willing to sue to make sure that this information gets released. Because that information is unbelievable that they're not listing. Like, they listed the responding officers' names for August 8th. But it'll take me a little more time. I could figure out. No, I can't. See? That's what's crazy. Is the only response they're showing as far as users is that Placer County did it all. Y'all, you can't make this up. All right, I'm gonna scroll down some more. So what I did to make it easier for all of us is I started putting on this little paper here, whatever you want to call it, is I'm going to figure out 8-6 what responding officers. I have it. It's not. One of these FOIAs is going to tell on somebody. I know that. So in that listing of officers I just showed you, it makes it seem like all those people responded on August 8th, and that's not the case. I scrolled down further. I got the dates. I got their unit/unit number. I got their names, their badge IDs, and what they are. So on August 8th at 5:59, Officer Wendy Bowling responded from Unit B13-101 to Kylie's case. Thank you. On August 8th at 6:15 p.m., Unit B80-023, Officer Matthew Pebbles responded to Kylie's case. Thank you. On August 11th, which is, it's the weekend again, y'all. That's what it is. It's the weekend. So they took the weekend off. They came back Monday, August 11th. 6:41, 6:43, Officers James Bennett and Alex Pereira responded from CHP. And then later in the evening or afternoon at 12:12, Officer Jeffrey Egeline responded. What's weird is it has a mention at 12:25 that a 70L responded. There's no officer's name next to it, which is odd. Then on August 12th at 12:25 p.m., Unit A7388, Officer Clayton Nett responded. At 1:23 p.m., isn't a VAH2O like a boat? What do you think? What do you think? Oh, you're talking about Ash Joe? He's under a lot of scrutiny right now for something he just fucked up recently. I'll reach out to him, though. But isn't a VAH2O, don't that sound like a boat, a water vehicle, H2O? Or the 12th, is that the day they put the rovers under the water? The ROVs. Because whoever did that, their shit's redacted too. It's not even redacted, it's just not there as a white spot, which is odd. And I don't know what a Rat 1 is, but at 2:30 on the 12th, Eric Granrud, which is odd. You didn't ever hear any of these officers. You didn't hear any of these officers speaking or any of that. So at 2:30 p.m., a Rat 1 went out, a Scat 1 and a Scat 4. That's Eric Granrud, Terry Whitney, and Anson Chan Jr. Those are all. You got Sergeant Eric Granrud. And then Officer Terry Whitney Jr. and Anson Chan Jr. And then I don't know what an ISU 6 is, but on the 16th at 2:30 p.m., they sent Matthew J. Sprague out. That doesn't state what he is. I'm going to assume he's an officer. Not entirely sure. Yeah, I do my homework. I really have been doing my homework. Speaking of homework, so there was something on this timeline, and I know we were all questioning why this call came in, and then I was like, whoa, it kind of goes with the FBI vault stuff, and here we are. So a phone call came in. I think it was on was it either 8th, 9th, or 11th? Don't quote me on it because I haven't dated it yet. So a reporting LL states that there's third-hand info from a Facebook group. It sounds like didn't Doug Bishop get information from a Facebook group? It was going on fire with speculation, right? Okay. They made a mention and they posted in there, which is odd. So it seems like law enforcement is watching Facebook groups because this is being broadcast between agencies, allied agencies. You know what I mean? Third-hand info from a Facebook group, and it's redacted. Somebody posted that they were traveling on 88 over the pass. And I was like, wait a minute, 88? Don't you mean 89? No. So there's a lot of mention of 88 in these next phone calls that come in. And I was like, where the fuck is 88? Y'all heard of Carson Pass? Like Carson City Pass? Carson Pass? Let's do it. Fuck it. This is the last thing I'm doing tonight. I need to lay down soon, okay? California State Route 88. State Route 88, also known as the Carson Pass Highway, is a state highway in the United States of California. It travels an east to west direction from Stockton to San Joaquin Valley to the Nevada state line, where it becomes Nevada State Route 88, and it eventually terminates at Route 395, which is Carson City. Ain't that crazy? Okay, let's go back to this reporting person. Look, even CHP documented it. That's what's crazy, okay? So they dispatch Unit 13101 copies. They are en route for the female on Woods Lake and 88. This unit is also, what's UTL? UTL at Kirkwood via LL. And then B13101, which is the same unit. I don't understand why they're doing that. They're going to Carson Pass. They checked over the side, and there's negative on a guardrail, or negative guardrail damage, negative disturbed dirt or tire friction marks, which is crazy. You see what I'm saying? Like, where's all the information for the 6th? You know, the morning that y'all showed up, you got kids, her friends, that are going to look for her at 9 a.m. at Prosser Lake. 10 a.m., you have law enforcement shows up. I have the video that shows you guys there all fucking day long. The mom even made a post that the search is done for the day. I think it was Marika Beck or Anna Larson that also made mention that the search was done for the day. So y'all were there. Where is all the documentation of what you did, with what, and who done it? I don't understand why it's so hard for them to show their work. You know, that's their job. Under the oath they took to protect and serve. It's also under the law that this information is public record. Why are you withholding it? I don't know, I'm gonna put more for you, isn't it? But that's all I got for y'all. I just be ranting and raving because this shit just, it pisses me off so much. Pisses me off so much for Kylie that this is the way they treat victims. This is the way that they treat cases. This is the way they utilize 20,000 man hours of your tax-paying dollar to do what? 16 days and you didn't find Kylie Rodney. And the men that you're so pissed at that you dug dirt up on came in 35 minutes and found her there? That's crazy. I don't know. I'm getting off here. I love y'all so much. Ponder on that. I'll come back tomorrow. We'll go live. We'll talk about some more stuff as I go through it. I love y'all so very much. Thank you for being here.